I want to show you how you can boil tree bark to make cordage out of it. And, my idea was I was going to use the campfire area, but I decided it was going to rain out there, and we're in October right now, and so it not only is rain, but it's also sleet, and so campfire area doesn't work so well. So I figured, okay, we'll just come in here and do it on the wood stove. So I got a pan here, and I got water. That's something we need. And really we call it boiling, but actually it's a simmer. You're gonna simmer this. So I got this pan that's probably about a third full of water. It's not much water. Then we need our tree bark, which we showed you just a few minutes ago. We harvested. This is willow. We're going to use willow this time. Willow is probably what I use the most, and it's a really good bark for doing that. And yeah, I've also used the ash as well. There are others that you can use besides those. And there's another ingredient we need, and that ingredient is right here. And that's wood ash. And the wood ash has an alkaline in it, and the alkaline will soften and treat this so that it becomes a really nice rope or a nice cordage. And we got about a third of that pan full of water there, and so a scoop this size would be plenty of ash to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. I'm going to stir this up. Then we're going to put our bark in there. Now this, depending on the thickness of this bark as to how long it takes. A lot of times the ones we just harvested off those saplings, 20 minutes, half an hour, we'll do these just fine. When you get into the ash trees, their bark is thicker, and so a lot of times that's going to take you an hour and a half in order to do that. What you want to do is get it so it's nice and pliable. And this was actually turned color. When we get done, it's going to look a pretty dark brown. And but the ash stuff, it doesn't turn color like this, like the willow does. So we're going to put our willow in and get that down in there. And then you just kind of simmer that. We got little bubbles coming in a small roll there. I just cooled it off some so it had to come back up. Then I'll run it for about 20 minutes to half an hour. And when we get done doing that, then we can dump this out, cool it off. Of course, you can start making cordage right away, or you can go ahead and let it dry, and then again you want to wet it just before you start twisting it into cordage, so that, the fiber doesn't crack as easy when it's wet. And so you always work with it when it's wet. So we'll go ahead and let that continue on, and when we get all done, then we'll go ahead and drain it, and we'll show you guys how you can make cordage out of this, and how to add pieces to put that. So when they're bigger like this, you usually have to trim them and things. So this is how we make cordage out of tree bark, and it becomes very, very strong stuff. Really good. If I have to have something that's durable and real strength, tree bark is what I go to. So this is what we do. We use boiling water, we have our tree bark, and we use wood ash, and the wood ash, the alkaline in there goes ahead and treats this for us. And very good cordage. So we'll continue on with this, and then we'll show you how we can actually make cordage out of that later.